I'm like, I want you to do it. I don't want to yell.
Okay. Welcome back.
I'm like, my turn.
My turn. Hi guys. We're so sorry. As we've been informed, we obviously know what time of year it is, and it's March Madness, but you either you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So you either listen to us yap now or not at all.
Or you can watch us later, okay?
Okay. Because I have to go back to work, so this was like the only time that Caitlin and I could do this. And I'm also going to Dallas tomorrow, so we don't have time to do the live tomorrow. And then we didn't do Tuesday because Caitlin was here on Tuesday. Well, not here, but she was at her mom's house. So yeah.
It's just too much.
It's too much. But I am
It's too much.
wearing, it says Wildcats somewhere. I am wearing a Kentucky zip up in honor of March Madness.
Cats by 90.
Go Cats. Cats by 90. Even
down.
though Kentucky literally loses every year in the first round because all of our players
That's
are one
true.
and dones and have no chemistry, and we never have any seniors. But it's fine.
Yummy.
Maybe we'll get past the first round this year. I hope.
Fingers crossed.
I will never forget the first year that I moved to Colorado, and I had only been here a few months and was like going out with a group of girls for like the first time on like St. Patrick's Day, or do you know that like weekend, and March Madness was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like the only person in a bar watching the tiny television screen because it wasn't like a sports bar. I'm like watching it, and I'm the only person who cares about it. And like Kentucky's losing to like a 14th seed, literally like by like 30 points. And like they got like one shot. It's like, oh, like so and so cuts the lead to 24, and I'm like, yeah, and no one cared. So
Thank goodness.
phew. So we know March is happening. I hope all your brackets are, I mean, they should still be intact. I don't think any game has ended yet. That Creighton and Louisville game should be over soon if it's not over already. I am known for randomly picking upsets. I don't know why. I've like never been one that knows everything about every college team, especially like now. Caitlin and I watch so much NBA. Like I literally do not have time physically in the day to watch and keep up with anyone besides kind of Kentucky. I don't even truly, this is probably the least I know about college ball in a very long time. And anyway, I always end up, I was like 1 in 1,000 of brackets last year. Like I was ranked out of like 1,000 people that still had like a good bracket left. Yeah. So it's just my thing, and it's nothing to do with knowledge. It's all to do with randomly guessing upsets really well.
I picked last year. I picked by their logos. Whose like logo I thought was the cutest.
Did do that. I forgot.
Yes.
Oh.
And well, because like for me, like I never got into college basketball because I never really had like a normal college experience. And so I was always, I just like always watched the NBA. Like I never had like a college team that I was like, oh, I really care about this. Like I really care about this team. So I just always went to the NBA and just kind of like casually watched college basketball when it was on. So
yeah. Obviously at Kentucky, it's a really big deal. College basketball is a huge deal. And I
they're
have
all
videos.
in the NBA now.
Literally. I have videos if anyone ever wants to see when we got past like the second round or something one year and we were burning couches in the streets. It's literally like, it's like how the Nuggets downtown in Denver was when we won the championship, where you like literally can't breathe, but just college kids.
Yeah.
And it's super fun. The year before I went to school, but I was already committed to Kentucky, like already accepted and everything, and going in the fall, was the year that Karl Anthony Towns and Devin Booker and all that and that team and like the Harrison twins went 38-0. And so that was super exciting because who was going to be my roommate, I was with her on spring break when it was going on, and she lived 30 minutes outside of Lexington. So that was like a really big deal. But then we lost there. And then, the Nuggets kind of got their heart broken. And then, Jamal's squad was next year, my freshman year, both of our freshman years. And he like literally hid on campus for 2 weeks and didn't speak to anyone after we lost. It was a thing.
That's valid.
Kentucky, fair. I would have done the same. My friend actually dated a guy that was on I don't want to give too much away because it's so easy to like look them up. Not that it meant they're not together anymore. This was literally like 5 or 6 years ago. But like my sophomore year, my friend was dating a guy on an SEC team. It was not Kentucky. And he was not looking at the score and fouled the other team while they were up by 1 point and ended up losing them, getting them out of the tournament. And the next week he came to visit her at Kentucky, and we were like out at like dinner together, and like all these people came up to him and they're like, "Hey, aren't you the like idiot that got your team out of the tournament?" So yeah.
I would literally go give myself a swirly. I'd be like, you know what? Let's all watch me dunk my head in the toilet, flush it, like.
Oh my God. Hello, everyone. By the way,
Hi,
I'm so glad you guys are here, especially last minute. A fan threw a bottle into the court during the Creighton Louisville game. Not cool. Not cool at all. This is Hoops. I'm a little mad because there's March Madness going on at Ball Arena. And my boss, well, one of my bosses, because I'm a nanny, so the dad, is like with his like company there, but he doesn't even watch sports. I'm like, you don't want to send your nanny who...
You don't want to take me?
Like, why can't I go in your place? I can talk to your colleagues because I know ball.
I'll do that.
Anyway, we should probably talk about what we really came here to talk about, which is NBA. I know it's not that much about NBA this week, and that's fine because March Hoops is March Hoops, man. It's March Hoops is marching and not hooping.
And as we know... March, they call it, Mickey Mouse March. It's where you have upsets on upsets on upsets. And we'll start there because someone was like, how are the Cavs in trouble? Let's be honest. They're not really in trouble. They could lose probably every other game and they'd still be fine. They've just lost 3 in a row. We jinxed them.
We were just shocked. Someone on the live on Saturday asked us, are the Cavs ever going to lose again? And I was like, great question. Are the Cavs going to, like, who knows? Like, they're on a roll. And they proceeded to unroll themselves. And
I literally was never. They're incredible.
Never. They're winning the championship.
Then they've
lost. But again, 3 games in a row is, especially from them, actually.
Kings, Clippers, and the Magic too. Like they're all like.
Have they lost 3 in a row this year?
I don't even think they had like lost 2 in a row until yesterday or 2 days ago.
Really? Can someone confirm or deny? Lost to the Kings yesterday by like 4 points, and I always like I'm going to be honest, like ESPN people will do. I did not get to see that game yesterday, so I can't tell you what went wrong. But I can just tell you as a whole that while they did lose to the Clippers, and the Clippers were like up and then they were down, then they were up and they were down, they do have Kawhi Leonard back. And Kawhi Leonard's kind of hooping. I never thought I'd say those words ever again, and especially past the year, like 2022. But he's back, and Zubats is dominating.
The
He's been one of like the absolute, like one of the, many great big men in the league this year. And I don't think he's getting a ton of respect just because, I don't like to talk about the Clippers because I hate James Harden, but I do like Kawhi Leonard.
I was just about to say, like, I love seeing Kawhi healthy and everything like that. Yeah. But, like, I feel like the Clippers have consistently been in, like, this kind of, like, 5-6 seed all season. Like, they've just been kind of, like, sitting in the middle of the pack all season. Yeah. And I just, like, I don't know. I'm like you. I'm like, I don't want to talk about the Clippers. But, like, you have a healthy Kawhi now. You have a James Harden who is still playing fantastic basketball. Zubac's going crazy all season. Norman Powell, when he's healthy, is literally going ham. And it's just like they genuinely have a very good team. And with Kawhi healthy, I'm like, oh, God. Like, they're going to kind of be like a hard team to beat.
Well, in Cleveland, what's so funny about that is I was thinking, imagine being OKC and you're like, and your gift for being like dominating, the entire season is like the Warriors in the first, or like the Clippers, because I don't know about you. I don't want to face Jimmy first round, playoff Jimmy or Steph, like, 4 rings, MFers. I don't want to face him. And then, again, like Kawhi's running, like to me, like as an unexperienced team, the last thing I want to do is go against like seasoned vets that know how to win, like in the first round. Like that's scary to me.
And that's actually, so I see a lot of people, we have like so many people talking about so many teams, and that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to try to talk a little bit about like,
talk about so many, not
yes,
everyone, but
we want
lot.
to talk about, we want to talk about the Pistons. We want to talk about, the Suns and Mavs. We want to talk about the Cavs, all sorts of teams. So we'll be rounding out to all that. But, yeah, it's just like you were saying. I think that playoff experience is so important. And I think that like, that's why when you have guys like LeBron and Steph Curry, like it's so hard to count them out, because like you just have someone like they've been, not only have they won the finals 4 times, but like they've been to the finals like 8 times, like they've both made it through so much.
The conference finals so many times, like.
Exactly. Like they've walked through the playoffs as many times as you can think, really. And that playoff experience helps, especially, when you have a coach like Steve Kerr for like the Warriors. He's had the ability to, help create game plans every other game for freaking 70 playoff games. And not only that, but like he has 10 rings, I think. I think literally the Warriors' 4th ring was his 10th ring, because he had 6 rings, and then the Warriors have 4. Yeah, Steve Kerr is like rings on rings on rings. Like he does it all.
Diamonds on me dancing.
Exactly. That's how I feel. But so I totally agree. Like I was saying the other day, like OKC and the Cavs, I feel like have absolutely solidified themselves as these number 1 seeds throughout the regular season. And I get that. But a lot of people are like, well, I see nothing from them in the playoffs. Like they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. But like both of them were kicked out of the playoffs in the 2nd round in great series by the teams that ended up in the finals. I'm like, it's not like they were like swept the 1st round or anything like that. Like they went to the 2nd round. They had great series. They fought against them. And those 2 teams that they both lost against ended up in the finals. And I think that both of their teams have gotten more chemistry since then. OKC's gotten deeper. The Cavs, I feel like, have just been phenomenal.
They're so damn deep. If you didn't know, last night, Jaylin Williams had like not even J-Dub. Okay, mind you, J-Dub's out. J-Will off of the bench, mind you, dropped
triple-double.
Like mad triple-double. I have to find the numbers. Here we go. 19, 17, 11. 19 points, 17 rebounds, and 11 assists. That's wild. That's pretty crazy for a bench player. Their team is just so damn deep. Like then they had, Wiggins 26, 4 and 6. Because Shea was out last night. So then you had Chet 19-7, Isaiah Joe 21 points, Kenrich Williams 13 points. Jones had 11 points. Like everyone was, Caruso didn't play. Like a bunch of people were out. To be fair, they were playing like I don't even know what to call the 76ers anymore, like the AAU team. Well, I don't know. I think some AAU teams could probably beat them. But they didn't have Shea, Caruso, like a couple of J-Dub, and they beat them by like 33, like almost 40 at one point. Like, be so
same
for real.
Same thing with the Blazers back when they beat the Blazers. They're just like, and that's what I keep telling people is like OKC is genuinely like such a deep team where they can sit
entire starting lineup against that Blazers
team. You can
team.
sit your entire starting lineup and you still have like 8 playable players. I'm like, be so for real. That's so unfair.
I hated it because Thunder fans were like, it's the Blazers. They're not a good team. As we've said, like the Blazers have like, I think the Blazers did beat the Nuggets like earlier in the year, and don't come in here with a comment talking about the Nuggets being bad.
And they've beat a lot of good teams. They almost beat the Knicks in that one game. Yeah.
They are one of those teams that comes out every night. Like they have a lot of good players and they're not as bad to me. Like they have a bad record, but they're not the 76ers to me. Like the Blazers have like a little bit of respect to me. Like you can't come in there and like be lazy. So, and again, like all those guys can play. So when you, to me, have your entire starters out playing against your bench players are playing against their starting lineup and whoop their ass. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't just be like, yeah, my team is the GOAT. Like my team, like, yeah, we have everybody. No, instead you have to be like, well, they suck and Shea has,
no
not
one
everyone's
can make
good.
shots. I'm like, they're phenomenal.
Shut up.
I'm like, I literally beg for your team, biatch. I want your team. I want your roster, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like March Hoops.
They're phenomenal.
March Hoops have just like been absolutely ridiculous. And then, so like if you just came here, like the Cavs, it was just kind of like being silly. You know what I mean?
Being silly.
Like,
I do appreciate
not rage
someone, I
bait.
think. No, we were just
like
joking.
3 in a row, like, especially because we're getting towards like the end of the season. It's interesting.
We're also just dramatic because like the Wizards won 2 in a row like last week. And I literally was like, finals MVPs, babe. Put them in the chip, okay?
Who'd they beat, Caitlin?
Well, they first beat the Nuggets, but they beat another team after that, and that's when I was like, "That's a good team."
Listen,
Wizards for MVP.
If it wasn't like obvious enough that March Hoops are not real, like they're not real life. Let's talk about how the Nuggets, we lost to the Wizards earlier in the year. The Nuggets got swept by the Washington Wizards this season. And then they get their asses. When was the Timberwolves one? Right after that? Did we lose 2 in a row or was there one in between?
There was one in between.
Listen, they're all coming. There's 82 games in a season, guys. Anyway,
That's too many.
And then we get absolutely whooped by the Wolves because our team playing the Wolves, like malfunctioning, like they shut down, like it's literally like cannot compute, cannot dribble basketball, cannot make shot. Yeah, they can't do shit against the Wolves. And then they come back. Jokic is out. Murray is out. And so then we're like, okay, now it's, we're going to lose again. That's fine. Aaron Gordon, 38. 38 points, would have been 40. Caitlin said if he hit 40, he would have had to marry me. Didn't want that to happen. So thank you, Aaron.
To be fair, I did not give him enough time. Okay. I said it with like 58 seconds left in the game. Okay. I didn't give him a lot of time to get those last points.
I'm just saying. I see how it is, Aaron Addison. No worries.
Is that his name?
Message Aaron Addison Gordon. Yeah, that's his middle name. Message received. Anyway, 38 points. I think the only thing, and then we get whooped by the Lakers last night. Again, without Jokic and Murray, we move. I like that game. Like, what are you going to do when they start opening, like Luka Doncic just goes like 7 or 8 from the field and hits 20 in the first? Like, what do you want us to do?
You can't. Yeah. When you have players like
there's nothing.
Luka, Steph Curry, Jokic, like any of them, when they're having like the absolute best games, like if they start hot, there's nothing you can do. Really, just try your best. Do your absolute best. No, that's so valid. This is literally him, okay? There's like a skip pass, and this is MPJ. The skip pass just went over, okay? Whoa! I missed it. They drained it. Offense?
You know what's so crazy to me is that like he literally like yesterday had a couple good on-ball defensive possessions, like directly on ball. But then he immediately, like as soon as it goes on too long, like he can do that for like 10 seconds. And then as soon as like they're passing the ball and there's like a back cut, no, like it's gone. The shot's in. Like that man cannot like read off-ball defense. Like worst off-ball defender, like can't create his own shot. As I've said, to save his life, like watching him try to create his own shot is a thing of, like torture, horror. I don't know.
Probably do great in a one-on-one tournament.
I don't know. It's like he forgets that he's 6'10" or 6'11".
With the big old wingspan.
Like use your body. Like
you're a big guy. He just like, but the thing is that like he can't process knowing where the ball is and his defender at the same time. Like he's either just ball watching or like
basketball IQ
he is ball watching all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were building a brick castle. Yes, we were.
Matthew said he doesn't want to see Westbrook shoot at all. Every time I'm like, no, don't take it. He actually makes those. So maybe I just need to say that. Like there was a shot he had last night that was like a total like off the backboard, like bank shot. And I was like, why would you take that? But it went in. So I was like, that was the biggest like, no, yes.
No.
The only thing, okay. The only thing I've gleaned from, whatever the word is, from the past like few games is 1, March hoops aren't real. 2, maybe I am a bad person for saying this, but I would rather lose to the Lakers any day if it means that Jokic and Murray can rest. I think they've now had like a 5-day span since Murray twisted his ankle, and I'm honestly fine. Like I know we slid down to the 3rd seed. It's like Denver and then Memphis in the 4. And I don't want them to like chase a seed. I don't want them to like throw games, like to try and like work the standings. Cause I think that's, diabolical. And I think karma will get you if you try and manipulate the standings. But I
agree.
I want them to get those guys as much rest as possible, especially this being like Murray's, like probably the longest or most games. That's what I meant to say. Like he's played in a really, really long time. And he looks good. Like now that we're in the second half of the season when he looks good. And then Jokic, same, like he just doesn't get any rest. Like he literally missed 4 games for the birth of his son months and months and months ago, like the first month into the season. And then maybe like missed 1 or 2 games. I think he missed like then.
1 for his elbow way back when he first originally hurt it.
But I think he was out that game against Houston. So if we can get those guys rest, and a lot of people were upset that AG was playing, but he said that was like the best his body had felt since the Milwaukee game, which is why he played against the Warriors.
I love that.
Yeah. So he looked the past couple games, he's looked back to who he is. And like the Nuggets have to have him healthy. Like, I don't know for contenders, man. Like I was just about to say I saw that question, and I want to say always yes because of Jokic, but like the defense.
I literally was saying yesterday. I tweeted this, and I was just because I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, like I never want to count the Nuggets out because I don't count teams out that have LeBron James or Steph Curry. I can't count a team out that has Nikola Jokic, who's the best player in the world right now. Like I can't count a team out that has him, but when you put the entire team together, like they don't have the defense to be able to take playoff teams. And like Jokic even said himself, like it's not something that you can turn on. If you don't have it, you don't have it.
It was a little silly that he said that because like him and Jamal are like statistically the best playoff. They're literally like the best playoff risers ever. The thing is like the Nuggets just like show flashes, but then it's so inconsistent that if anyone, to be fair, if any team could like dramatically turn up their effort, it would, in my opinion, be the Nuggets, especially when you have AG playing the 5 and you don't have to worry as much about, the off Jokic minutes because he's going to be playing so much. I think it really does I think it depends on matchups. I think it depends on what it boils down to. Like, I don't want to manipulate the standings, but wherever we lie, I think it all depends on the road to get there. And I think it depends on Jamal, Jokic, and AG balling out. Yes, L's down, baby. Sorry, Creighton just beat Louisville. Louisville's out.
You're good. That's why I had to call that out.
See you never. So yeah, I think it depends on the guys being all at the top of their game. Like we looked like shit last year and then almost went to the Western Conference Finals. if it wasn't for that game 7 that Jamal didn't show up until the end, AG was not there. AG had like AG and Mike. I'm not putting any confidence in Mike. I'm so sorry. But like, besides the Lakers last series, actually both series in the past 2 seasons, I haven't seen him really show up like as much as we needed, in like the deeper, run. So I don't know. His shots have really been off because if you've noticed, he like flies his feet out right now. I don't know what he's doing. He's not setting his feet anymore. It's really weird. It's honestly really weird for me to wish that AG would take a 3 100% of the time over MPJ, like 100% of the time. But that's just where we're at. They said that if he had played in enough games, like just because of the injuries, he would be at the top of the 3-point percentage standings. He's shooting 45% from 3 right now. He was 5 of 9 last night. So like 40, is that 40%? Who knows? Close.
Aaron, Steph Curry, Gordon.
42. Yeah. Aaron Curry, Aaron Addison Curry. Yeah. Stephen Gordon. I don't know. I don't want to talk about like the Nuggets the whole time because we don't have 2 hours. I would though. But yeah, shit, it happens.
I don't know what to think about the Nuggets either.
Night and
but
I don't know. I have to see the first round.
Got their
like literally
asses spanked last night. Not even just lost. And I get that like we didn't have, Jokic or Murray, but we also didn't, and we beat a streaking Warriors team on Monday. So I just I don't know what's happening currently in the NBA. It's a hot mess, but and it's funny because I think that I jinxed the Rockets too, because I was talking about how the Rockets are downtrending and then they go and freaking win 8 straight and shoot back up to the number 2 seed in the West.
Insane. Which they were the number 2 seed like earlier in the season, and then
way early in the season. Yeah, for a while.
We
and then the Nuggets and Memphis.
Streak and they went down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were sitting at they went from 2 down to 5, trickled down to 5, sat around 4, and then just shot back up through all the standings. And yeah, the Grizzlies are also kind of on this downtrend as well.
I honestly Grizzlies, I think are probably one of the first teams that I would be I don't mind playing them in the playoffs, what I mean?
I don't know why either, because I'm they've been consistently good. They're 43-27. They're a great team.
The thing is, I don't know. Okay, because they stole Luka. They were someone kidnapped Nico. Literally kidnapped Luka and delivered him.
Sour Patch Kids in my van.
It's like when it's like back in the day when people used to leave their babies with a note at the convent. They were gift wrapped here, 2 Lakers from Nico. Are they still a good matchup? I don't know, man. Because we only got to see the one game where they had planned for it for weeks with Jokic and Murray, and then
with Jokic, that's true.
And then we had that weird dog fight because Austin Reeves was going crazy. So I feel we need a bigger sample size. I will say that they clearly look better, the Lakers do, than they have in the past. But yeah, other than that, I need a bigger, larger sample size in my humble opinion.
And I hate admitting this. I wouldn't say fear the Lakers, but I don't think that there's someone that I would want to see first round, because I just think that with Luka being as hot as he currently is, he's playing phenomenal. LeBron James comes back. If Rui Hachimura comes back, and you have Jackson Hayes and freaking Austin Reeves is going crazy. Dalton Connect is now, a great bench player for them, or whatever it may be. I'm they're kind of deeper now, and I hate it. I don't enjoy it.
They're
Me
guys,
personally not having fun.
Me personally, I don't like when any team puts 4 smaller guys and hacks the TF out of Jokic and doesn't get fouls called. So I don't want to see that matchup. Although as long as you have Jamal Murray playing against the Lakers, I don't really fear much with the Lakers. Sorry.
Yeah. He's got their name on him for sure.
that man is always going to make a shot. But we need to move on. I wanted to talk about one of the games from last night too, and just if I haven't talked about them enough, but the Pistons. Shout out to Cade Cunningham. That was like one of their like first national TV games, I think, of like the season. So you know, screw you. You complain that Lakers are the only people that, or the only team that people watch, but you don't put any other teams, so they never hear about it. Apparently, they asked Cade after he hit that buzzer beater over Bam Adebayo if he called bank or on that shot. And he went, I don't know, I might have whispered it, but I don't think anyone heard me.
I love that. It was
Period.
I feel like it was such a good game, and I was actually really excited to see that game on national TV. I have League Pass, so I watch all the games all the time. But like the second that I saw that game on national TV, I was like, you know, like the Heat, like they're not playing super well this year, so they haven't really had like a ton of airtime on national TV, and obviously they're on a 9-game losing streak. They're like literally. They're lucky that the 5 bottom teams in the East are as bad as they are.
Where do you think Bam's going in the offseason? Because that man is not staying there.
I don't know. I feel like he's someone that really fits in like to like the Memphis kind of vibe. Like I could see him. I would hate to put him in the Eastern Conference. I'm sorry, in the Western Conference because we need to stop stacking the Western Conference with so many good players. But I don't know. I don't know what the Heat are going to do. The Heat are going to like rebuild.
Where I would put him. I don't even like know where I would put him.
Yeah, I could see him on something like the Nets too.
You go from one team that's had to start tanking to a real tanking team. Congratulations, Bamuel Adebayo.
I say this as like a, you know, like because, and the reason that I say this is because my Wizards and everything like that, like they got Marcus Smart and Chris Middleton. And I feel like literally just since getting like 2 real vets, talented vets that have, you know, been to the playoffs and that have seen so much in the league and, you know, the ups and downs of it. Like, I feel like the Wizards have really kind of started to like refine each of their individual games. And they've just been like such good vets and such good pieces. And they're literally 6-4 with Chris Middleton in the lineup. Like, you know, I'm like, I feel like it helps so much to just have like one good kind of like dog as a vet. And I feel like they would... feel like they'd be really good to like get Bam Adebayo kind of as like that older guy with a little bit of dog in him. Like he kind of fits into their play style too. So I don't know, but the
Pistons are number 6 in, you know, in the East, which is insane. They're not in the play-in, and Cade is one of 2 players in the NBA to average over 25 plus points per game and 9 plus assists. Obviously, the only other guy that's doing that is Jokic. So shout out to Cade, man. He's
going crazy this year.
I love Cade. Like, I love that team so much. You guys know, if you follow me, that is like my second team. I'm like ride or dying for them this season. Like, they're just so fun. Their chemistry, like their like how much they like just really like blend and love each other, and you can tell that their locker room is super fun.
And a lot of the time I feel like that's what happens when you build from the ground, you know. Like I feel like I love that. Next season, Wizards are going to be what the Pistons are this season. I really would like that. I hope that's how it happens. They have so much potential. But like Spencer was saying, that the Pistons are just like, they're so good. I love watching them. Someone said, and I was like, this is the most casual take ever. I literally commented on it because they were talking about someone on like Bleacher Report posted Cade's game winner. Cade had like a fantastic game winner with 0.6 seconds left in the game against the Miami Heat, and they ended up winning by 3. It was such an awesome play. And like someone after was like, we're not moved. One game winner doesn't move us. We don't need to see him like on national TV. And I was like, that's just like such a casual take, because this is a team that went from the worst team in the league to now being 6th in the Eastern Conference and putting up numbers against some of the best teams, having incredible,
they beat the Celtics.
Like, yes. And they've had like phenomenal competitive games against some of the best teams. They've beat a lot of really fantastic teams. Like, I'm like, if you're if you're saying that you're not moved by the Pistons, you're a casual NBA fan and you're just a hater because they're one of the best stories in the league this year. And they're going to keep getting better.
Hater. Someone said that they think the Nuggets are the worst matchup in the West for OKC. Any thoughts? I don't know why I kind of agree with you. Maybe I'm delusional because they are so deep and they are so defensively. But I feel like we were onto something, when we beat them in that second game. And we ended up splitting the series, so it's 2-2. So I think it would be a really long and hard-fought series, but I'm not as scared about that as I would be for the Wolves. For whatever reason, our guys lose brain cells, but I feel like our guys really competed in those OKC series, and like they really brought it. And I feel like basically, it all depends to me, like on J-Dub, because Shay's going to do what Shay's going to do. And if you can shut Shay off, then it's all basically on J-Dub. So I think their entire playoff run really does rely on J-Dub being healthy and like consistent, especially for because that's what teams are going to do. Like they're going to double Shay, they're going to triple Shay to get the ball out of his hands. So I don't know. Well, I think it'd be an interesting Western Conference Finals if that's what it comes to. I would prefer that someone knock OKC out in the second round just so I can tell all their fans to shut up.
Oh, that's so valid, actually. Yeah, no, that's actually, as long as you're not mean. But like still, here's the thing. Not you. I'm talking about OKC fans. We like OKC fans if you're not mean. That's all it is. We like anyone.
There's like two of you. Yeah.
Yep. But my whole thing with like when you talk about like J-Dub is I also think about like Kuminga and the Warriors. Like I feel like this season, a lot of like these really good teams have had like a lot of pretty detrimental injuries that all of them have kind of like all these teams have been working through. Obviously OKC lost Chet and the Magic literally lost Paolo and Mo and Franz and
Jaylin Suggs.
Yeah, Jaylin Suggs now. Yeah. Like, there's so many teams that have had so many of these really tough injuries to really important players on their team.
Mavs.
Exactly. I'm sorry. The Mavs are literally their G League team plus Klay Thompson, plus PJ Washington. Like, is that all? It's crazy.
Mavs.
I know. Well, and I actually want to talk about this real quick while we have a little bit of time. I know we're like jumping around and stuff, but it's just it's March. No one knows
chaos.
What's happening.
There's so much. Like we're trying to yap a little bit about like kind of the top
everything,
the important stuff going on. Yeah.
But while you're talking about the Mavs, I don't know if I mean you general, not like you right there. But I don't know if you guys have seen like the Suns have now jumped up into 10th. So they are now technically in a play-in spot. Mavs have fallen down to 11. And AD is begging to come back. AD is literally like fighting with like the Mavs front office. He's fighting with literally everyone. And I think it's because he thinks that if he comes back, he'll give the Mavs a chance to go to the play-in. And you never know when half of these other guys are going to come back. I know that some of their injuries are season ending. Several of them are.
Kyrie, their point guard. Yes.
Yeah, correct. But what happens when you have AD, like can AD really pull this team into the play-in and even give them a playoff chance? I don't know, but I think AD thinks that he can. And like he's begging to come back early and everyone's like,
it's really cute, AD. But what's the point?
I know.
Are you really going to risk further injury when everyone else is out, like just to play with like nobody and like maybe get in the play-in, like and then you could possibly hurt yourself worse?
Exactly. Yes. Someone said, as a Mavs fan, I don't want AD anywhere near the court.
No, just
literally
heal your body.
Life on the Mavs this season.
Heal your body. I'm so sorry, Mavs fans. I'm going to be in Dallas tomorrow, and if I see Nico out, I'll do something.
You should go check out American Airlines Center. I hear it's like a cemetery, with the death of all the Mavs fans that they lost.
Yeah.
They've got like signs and crosses out there, flowers.
Mavs, to me, I'm like, just let it go. Just let it go. I don't think Phoenix Suns being in the play-in means anything. I don't think they'll even make it past the play-in, which is so wild to me because you have Devin, what? Oh.
Just the Suns schedule. Yeah. That tells me right there.
But
here's the thing though, is like,
maybe Mavs do make the play-in, baby, because that's wild. That's a wild schedule.
Yeah, that actually really sucks for the Suns. That really sucks for the Suns.
That sucks. I mean, I know Nuggets have a pretty bad schedule. Oh my gosh, you know who else? Because we were talking about the Timberwolves being a bad matchup. They also have been losing several in a row. Anthony Edwards yesterday.
After their 7-game win streak, us and the freaking Warriors.
They lost to the Pelicans.
Yeah, which was awesome. Shout out Pelicans. Hell yeah, Zion.
Bruce Brown had 15 points. Come home, demon. Period. We miss you. We're getting that man in the offseason when we can sign him for literally $4. Anthony Edwards last night had, 29, 6, and 4. You're thinking, Spencer, like what? Why are you why would you be laughing? Let me paint a picture for you. He shot 26% from the field and had 15 free throws. So yeah. 5 of 19, 4 of 10 from 3, a steal and a block. It was not his night last night, I would like to say. And then the night before versus Indiana, he had 38 points. Holy crap. Wow. And almost a 40 ball. Woo. Not woo. Boo, tomato. He had 37% from the field, 9 of 24, 1 for 11 from 3. Hello? Celtics calling. Anthony Edwards wants to join your team. 19
that was
for
Jordan
20
Poole
free throws.
was 1 for 11 yesterday too.
Yeah, 19 of 20 free throws the game before. So he's had like 50 free throws in the past 2 games.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's wild. You
want to know how good my jinx is too? Because I was looking at it, and first of all, let's talk about how Julius Randle was a -20 in a 4-point game. Like, sit your buns down, bestie. Okay, never step foot up on the court again.
Okay, Zeke Naji.
Yeah, literally so bad.
Okay, Peyton Watson.
Literally. God, it was so bad. But I tweeted at the beginning of the game yesterday because I normally really enjoy Jaden McDaniels. He's like, for the most part, like he's someone that's like super consistent, and he'll put up like 15, 4, and 4 or whatever. Like he's a great bench player. He, puts an effort on defense. He's usually really smart. I was like, I really like Jaden McDaniels. Like he's a really great like bench player. I would love someone like him on any of my teams. And then immediately becomes a -13 for the game and puts up 5 points and 4 assists. Why do I talk? Why do I speak? I jinx everyone every time. I'm like, someone's doing great. Yeah, someone's doing great, and then I screw up their entire life. Why do I do this?
And then I screw up their entire life. What's another team that we also have to? We're just rapid firing almost at this point. I totally want to talk about the Pacers because the Pacers to me are such an interesting team. And while I don't think that people are like they're going to the finals. Okay, wouldn't go that far. Relax. But I think they can make I could see them going to the Eastern Conference Finals again. I'm not gonna lie. The only thing that you have is that Tyrese to me sometimes disappears. He'll be
very quiet.
He was really bad, and then he came back after Caitlin and I talked way too much shit and again, started being really good.
A great jinx. Does anyone need us to jinx anything while we're here? Anyone?
Yes.
Anyone? Because we're doing a really great job. What else? I've literally jinxed everything in the last couple of days. Everything.
No, we really have. But to be fair, everyone else on the Pacers is Pascal Siakam, great person. Andrew Nembhard hit a dagger 3 basically to help them seal the win over the Mavs yesterday.
Yeah.
Obi Toppin, I really like him as a player. Benedict Mathurin, guys at any time, they're really hard to guard because they have so many shooters, and even if one person's off, there's so many options. You have some teams like OKC to me. If Shea was like literally bricking everything one night, like they're probably screwed. Indiana just reminds me like that they have like so many threats, and same thing with Nuggets. Like if Jamal Murray's having an off night, like Jokic can't always carry us to the end if Jamal's bricking everything. But to me, the Pacers have just such like a good depth of offensive like talent that they can kind of like even out the load. And it's not like resting on one guy's shoulders, to carry the team to a win always.
See, and that's like, okay, so first of all, I saw Daniel say jinx the Lakers. Unfortunately, I don't think I can jinx the Lakers because they're probably just going to go straight to the finals, and it's going to be such an easy road for them. So,
they're honestly winning. They're honestly winning it all this year. Like I wouldn't be surprised if,
walking through the playoffs. They're so good. But actually, I would also, if the Nuggets get the Warriors in the first round, I want you all to know, any other day of the week, I might enjoy this. I will actually be gouging my eyeballs out, just like for fun. I will literally sit in my kitchen and like eyeball soup. I just end my life. I don't want that. I will literally cry every game, the whole game. I can't do it. But what I was going to say about OKC is that like, although like even if Shea is having like
I was like,
when you were talking
about the Pacers,
we were, but you were talking about OKC, like if Shea is like, bricking everything, they don't really have anyone to like carry them. And I just like, I feel like it's almost okay that way for them, because I feel like every game that Shea has been bad and they've won, it's because they have so many guys that show up and can put up 15. They can have 10 guys put up 15 and like all just come together as a team and like just dogpile these teams. And that's what I worry about, is like literally their depth. Like even though they don't have like a bunch of other offensive pieces besides Shea, like they'll play a bunch of effing defense, and then you'll have, 9 guys put up 15 and they can still win. I'm more worried
about the fact that like even if they can't score, that they can stop you from scoring is like what I would take that as.
That's very true. I I love this comment. LeBron, Lebanon, Sharp Shannon, OKC in 5. What? Life is
again,
hard.
as I've said, OKC, KFC, OCD, Nuggets in 5. Anyway.
Period. KFC
period.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And I also saw someone say that like the Warriors would be like the easiest for the Nuggets first round, and I actually just totally disagree. I like,
Ooh,
and
really?
maybe
I don't know why I'm not as worried about them as it seems everyone else in Nuggets Nation. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because we belt to ass Jimmy in the finals. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
Period. And that's so valid. I think the only thing for me is that, one, I'm biased, and I'll admit that I'm biased on both ends. Like, so that's why I don't want this at all. So like for me or whatever, like I think my bias comes in that like I maybe believe in them a little bit more than like a third party would believe in the Warriors in this situation. But like I just like any team with like Steph Curry, Draymond, Steve Kerr, like they're so good at playoff scheming and understanding, and then you do have playoff Jimmy, who, although we whooped them and him in the finals, like I feel like he also has the ability to pull teams through, pull teams through. And I don't want to see.
No offense, I don't think Draymond deserves anything. And I literally hate Draymond. And I forgot how much I hated Draymond until we played them on Monday. And I had to listen to him literally bitch and moan and whine and complain. And yeah,
that's valid.
I really don't think Draymond
I'm not a big fan
anything.
of Draymond either, but and that's what sucks
really
for me is that
me.
like I want Steph Curry to have his 5th. I want the Nuggets to also get more. I feel like they have a chance with Jokic.
Yeah, that's so great. But Steph has already cemented himself as, a GOAT and as one of like the top 10 players of all time. And, he already has 4 and Jokic has 1. And can Jokic have 2? Is that okay? So he can,
Yes.
so people can stop saying that so the Warriors can be done. They've had enough.
I want
That's like
I
all
want
the Lakers
Jokic
fans
to
last
walk
night
through.
that were like crying to me, like Lakers fans that are actually nice though, but they were like, you guys are so annoying. Like you got us out back-to-back seasons. Like Lakers fans that like were honestly like calm. There's like 2 of them in the whole entire fan base. And,
2
and I
out of
was
a
like,
million.
do you not have enough rings? Like, does your franchise have enough rings? Like be so like, please, I'm begging. Okay.
So many.
We have Jokic is never going to be a Jokic ever again. So if only I have 2 rings and Jokic for the Nuggets franchise, I'm happy with that. I literally don't care, but just let the man deserves at least 3 in my opinion.
And this is actually what I was talking about when we have someone that comments on all of our stuff and swears he's not a Lakers fan, but always glazes the Lakers. And he also swears that he doesn't watch enough of our stuff to argue with us, but he argues on every post anyway. But he was talking about how Jokic isn't impressive or whatever because he only has 1 ring. And I'm like, if that's what we're basing off of being like impressive, there's a lot of people that aren't impressive. There's lots of some of the best players ever that have no rings.
I would say winning a championship with no other all-stars is pretty damn impressive to me.
And so that's what I was going to say is that like I think it's important to remember that like there's only a couple of teams and a couple of like players that have been able to get to the finals and or win the finals in this Steph Curry LeBron era. Steph Curry and LeBron have literally ran the entire NBA for the last like 15, 20 years. And Jokic and Giannis were able to pull out rings.
And to me, with Steph and LeBron, it's because their front office has more than 2 brain cells to rub together and has equipped them to get multiple rings. I would so love for Calvin Booth to, I don't know, take a class, go to a conference this summer, learn how to not make terrible contracts, the worst contracts in the NBA. But yeah,
and so that's actually part of what I was gonna say with like my whole I want Steph to get 5 rings and then I want Jokic to take all of them after. I worry if we are not able to get to the finals, we as in the Nuggets, if the Nuggets choked on my own spit. If the Nuggets cannot get to the finals, I want it to be the Warriors. And then I want the Nuggets to like get brain cells and equip Jokic with literally like give him 2 freaking all-stars. I don't care. Let him go on a run and win 3 in a row.
With what? Because our contracts are shit.
We'll get MPJ out of there. That's a big one.
I'm ready. Not gonna lie.
He's got a huge contract, and I feel like if you're able to like skedaddle, scram, MPJ, I feel like exactly scram MFer, like get someone else at. But like, and maybe this is again because I'm biased. My dream team would literally be Steph Curry and Jokic. I feel like they would be disgusting together. I feel like they'd be the most like beautifully offensive duo on the planet. It would never happen. But I'm just letting you know that like, if Steph Curry wants to be insane the last year before retirement, he can join the Nuggets and win.
Yeah, that would be, I want a Colorado Avalanche type turnaround for the Nuggets this offseason. Me too. 100%. If Denver runs through the West and gets a chip and Michael Porter Jr. is still on our team next year, I'm cutting my little finger off.
Honestly, that's so valid.
Somebody has to feel pain. Yeah, no, I'm over it. I don't trust him right now, and I don't trust him defensively. I don't trust him even offensively really anymore. Our elite 3-point shooter is literally getting shut up by Aaron fucking Gordon, who was shooting like literally 25% last year, and he looks so solid. Like Aaron Gordon, I trust it every time now. So
I want MPJ to pretend he's a power forward. I want him to I want him to stay inside that 3-point line. I want him to never step out again. Don't even 3-point line.
Trust him to sit next to me on the bus.
Period.
He'd probably lose somebody.
Literally.
he'd lose someone on a screen or something on the bus.
Yeah.
I don't even know how that happens. Yeah.
He would.
Anyway, we've been yapping for almost an hour, and Kayla and I both have to get back to work. We're so happy that even though it's March Madness, that over 300 of you decided to come hang out with us. Slay.
I can't even see how many people are here. That's disgusting, guys.
I can. 319 right now.
Don't say anything mean. Okay, I'm scared.
So thank you all so
I would
much
love
for
Devin
being here.
Booker. Love that.
Taking time out of your day, especially taking time out of your busy March Madness watching schedule or whatever you're doing to come listen, yap with us, talk with us. We tried to get around. It always ends up being a lot of Nuggets talk because we have so many Nuggets friends. But who doesn't like to talk about the Nuggets? Probably half of you. That's okay. We did as much as we could. And what are you reading?
Mr. I'm serious, J. Will greater than Yoke. You're not serious. That's what you're missing in that underscore. That's that. Yeah.
All
Jokic
right, buddy.
is the best basketball player in the
Anyway,
world.
yeah.
Sorry.
But
One good game from J. Will isn't gonna fix that.
No, just like that. Who was it? That guy on the Spurs that literally broke the NBA record last night for most points in under 20 minutes. Like
34 points in 19 minutes.
that shit's
so
Wild.
good.
Anyway,
so
okay,
good.
so thank you all for being here. We will be back hopefully on Tuesday. I'm coming back from Dallas on Monday. Maybe, I don't know. I'm coming back on Monday and night. So we will try and come here on Tuesday, maybe record, maybe live. I don't know. You guys are popping in the chat, even though it's like midday on a Thursday. So maybe we'll go
I'm
live on
literally
Tuesday.
so grateful.
Less work for me because I don't have to edit.
Wait.
What?
If you haven't subscribed to us, subscribe to us right now, MFers.
yeah.
300 of you? What are you doing?
Yeah. 321 of you. I don't know how many of you are watching from Twitter, but go to the YouTube channel and subscribe and like this. If you are sitting in the chat right now, all 321 of you, I want 321 likes on this video, baby. Okay. Run it up. And, yeah. So again, Caitlin and I have ADHD. Can you tell?
I didn't take my meds last night. That makes sense. Anyway.
Yeah, I haven't taken mine in a couple weeks. You would never know. Yeah, so we're going to get back to work. But we love you. We thank you. We appreciate you. We can't wait to yap on social media with you guys about March Madness. If you have an insane bracket tonight still going, tag me in it. I love seeing people that guess things correctly. It's just fun. Best part of, the NCAA tournament. So yeah.
Period.
Anything to say? Caitlin Marie?
I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby.
Do, 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 do. Like the little Mickey Mouse. I'm always like fidgeting
that
with
was
something while we
so bad.
do, do.
How do I'm not even gonna try. I literally
I'm
look.
Spencer, and that's Caitlin, and you're watching EU Sports.
That's all, folks. Is that how they end it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.